guys, this is your daily horoscope and energy reading for August 16th, Sunday, and we have a pretty eventful day today, to say the least. So it's good that I'm in a tranquil position to where we can talk about it, because we have a lot of really spicy energy. Giant rock in my ass. This is like a boulder rock. This is, oh my god, that's the energy. A boulder rock in your ass. That's totally what's going to happen. We're not talking about a pebble anymore. We're talking about a boulder flying out of your asshole. That's Georgia. Perfect energy. I love nature. It's so inspiring to talk about. Okay, guys. You want to know what it is? It's Uranus. Oh my god! It's a boulder in your ass in Uranus. Oh, this is so freaking fantastic. I love today. Okay, guys. We have the moon in Virgo and we have Mercury in Virgo. And they are both conjunct in QUINCUNXing Uranus and Aries. So it will feel like you just pooped out a boulder. Today is one of those days. Not ideal, not gonna lie, but you know what? I actually moved the boulder because when it was in my butt, it was really in my butt. So I gotta tell you, it'll be really digging way up in there. So know that's gonna be your day, and I prepared you for it. I'm just so happy that you have me. Anyhow, guys, okay, so what does this mean other than my theatrical version of it? So your moon is in a very analytical place in life, and it wants to think things through before it emotionally reacts. It wants to have a detached approach to it. And you're going to want to talk about these emotional issues in a way that's like very thought-provoking and very analytical, but I'm going to say that the person that you're going to be talking to about these issues, or that you are going to be thinking through, or the person that you are thinking about was an emotional-based creature, so they didn't invoke a really thought-provoking status. They based everything on an emotional reaction, which, if you were to analytically think it out, makes you really mad, because there's no reason for their emotional-based reaction if you really think about it. And that's really frustrating when somebody up and leaves you and you don't know why, and it causes emotional reaction within you. And so when you think about this person or this situation, or when you think about what happened, it's frustrating for you because you're going to want to make logical sense out of it. But to me, what this energy states is that there's no logical sense to what happened. And that's why you're going to experience this QUINCUNX, your tour in energy, your tour between it should have made sense and it didn't make sense. And so you're going to have a pretty ego-based reaction. Hence, I took the boulder and I moved the frickin' boulder to meet my butt's requirements, okay? I needed to sit here so you guys could see the waterfall behind me. So I moved that boulder and made it make sense. And that's a good theory. That's a good theory if you can do that. The average person, guys, you can't make sense of why people make emotional-based reactions. You can't. People make decisions all the time that don't make sense emotionally and don't make sense analytically. And so you're going to have to bounce, and you're going to have to be mutable, and you're going to have to go with it. You're going to have to let it go. And so today, I think what's going to happen is that stuff is going to pull you back into your past. Again, we've got still Saturn and Scorpio squaring off with your sun, your ego, your authentic self. It's going to be squaring off with the past romances, past creative endeavors, past financial endeavors, that I think that you're going to be torn. You're going to be thinking, why did those things happen? Like, why did that situation happen to me, when logically it doesn't make any sense why it happens? And I think that for the majority of you, and I know for me, sometimes I want to make sense out of hurtful things, and that allows me to process them easier, and it allows me to accumulate the data, and it allows me to learn from it. But what happens when it doesn't actually ever make sense? You have to deal with the fact that something just happened to you that you just need to move past, and you need to have the confidence to know that there must have been a reason, but the universe didn't provide you with that thought process, didn't provide you with that reason. So guys, let's talk about today, because there is good energy that I want to go over, but before I go over the good energy, for you to get the most out of the energy, you're going to have to understand all of the energy. So we still have Saturn pulling us back, making us accountable, making us think about our past, making us accumulate the data from all of our past, and moving forward from there. Then we also have Jupiter in Virgo, and we have Mercury in Virgo. So both of those energies are at this point working together. They're not conjunct, but they're working together, and they're opposing Neptune. So I think for some of you, this is a reality check. A reality check of maybe something that you don't want to face. You don't want to face that maybe there's just no reason why what happened to you happened to you. Or maybe there is. Maybe you idealized something, and then the reality of that situation wasn't what you idealized. You know, that is entirely possible. Those reality checks are very difficult to process. They're very difficult to face. They're very substantial. And so I want you guys to feel these energies. These are teaching tools again. We're talking about sources of energy in opposition. So, okay, we've had our reality checks. We know what our issues are. We know where we need to work. Can we take these two energies that are in opposition and bring them not in opposition? Can we pull them together? Can we unite these energies and use our analytical thought processes, use our ability to be resilient, to be mutable to the situation, and can we create a really good outcome from that? Can we idealize something that is better for us? Or are we always stuck in the past, idealizing the past, and we're not idealizing our current situation? Because I think what we need to do is spend more time idealizing where we're at right now, not where we were in 2012 to 2014, or where we were 5 minutes ago. We need to idealize where we are. That gives us hope. That gives us the ability to want to move forward. And so we've got to think about things like that today. And I think that we can take energy that's in opposition, and we can take two energies that are here and bring them together. Again, Jupiter's going to want to expand some of our old thought processes, our old wiring, and it's expanding it to make you face it. It's expanding it to let you know it's still a problem. It's still very real in your life. It's still something that you need to hurdle over. If it expands it and you can hurdle over it still, then it'll expand your ability to hurdle over an insurmountable odds. So this can go one of two ways, definitely. Again, we're in mutable energy, we're in dual energy, so we can have very dualistic days. We can have one person go through the day and it's just this wonderful, amazing energy that is just, resilient and progressive. And then we can have some people still falling into past patterns and still falling into escapism and still falling into issues where we don't know our inner power, we don't know our inner strength, we're not authentic, we don't even know authentically who we are. So I think we're in that turmoil, that whirlwind. Today feels very whirlwindy to me. It feels very like all the water. Like if I were to look at the water, like for instance, look at that water. Look how it's just swirling and whirling around. And it's just coming from all directions because it's going through a bunch of rocks, and the direction is being based on all of these rocks that the energy is going through. Then there's no straightforward energy because it has to go through all these directional rocks to get through, to get down the river. So I think that that's the way that our energy is going to feel. When I saw it, it jumped at me and it spoke to me. And I think for some people, visual aids are very, very good in this type of energy. I do think our mental and health routines are going to be in opposition with our ego-based predisposed wiring. So today, really analyze if you get caught in a quincunx or a square energy, how do you immediately respond? Is it with the faith and the passion and the endurance that the universe is going to make it better? Or is it in fear and oppression and you want to run away and you want to escape and you want to hide from it? You want to fall into poor coping methods. Pay attention to these lessons. You're in these lessons for certain, very particular reasons. And it is putting a spotlight on an area that you need to actually work at. Today is filled with a great deal of energy as far as in ways that we can make things progress and move forward. But we have to see the energies for what they are. We have to be very, very realistic about what we're looking at within ourselves. I think this is a personal power week. This is a week to, if we lose personal power, where we lose it to find it. It's also a week where we just really take a look at building ourselves up, making us ego-oriented, but in a really good way and in a way that is assertive instead of aggressive. It is progressive instead of self-oriented. You need to consider others. Saturn's been hammering us at home. That's been the karmic lessons that we have. So if we do move forward in any energy, know that this energy has to do with being accountable to others and moving forward in really healthy routines that benefit all. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in this week and going on location to me to one of my favorite spots. I know that it is just a lot of energy going on all around, but it is such a beautiful place, and I'm glad that I took you here, and I want to thank you so much for joining me on my hike with my daughter, and I look forward to talking to you guys again next week.